Hey, welcome back. My name is Sarah Mesley. I'm a broker associate in San Diego, California. I've been selling properties full-time for 15 years, and in this video, I'm sharing my top 4 tips for brand new real estate agents in 2024. I hope that this doesn't end up sounding too cynical, but I'm going to be completely honest with you in order to help. Now, I have trained new real estate agents and also coached experienced agents all throughout the United States for many years, so I have seen this revolving door, and I've seen many new real estate agents get like really excited. They get their license and they come out and they meet me and they say, I know the failure rate is extremely high, but I'm not like other people. I am extremely dedicated. You'll never meet anyone as dedicated as me. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. And that's not to say that you, viewer, are not extremely dedicated or that you won't be the success story, because you very well can be the success story, but also reasonable expectations are extremely important. And I don't think reasonable expectations really come across unless I'm like brutally honest with you. So, number 1, understand what you are signing up for in terms of money and in terms of time. Time. You're going to have times where in the beginning you feel like you have all the free time in the world because you have no transactions. You should be keeping yourself busy with education. Okay, going to see property, going to brokers opens, all of that, training with a mentor. But let's say in the beginning you feel like you have all the time in the world. What's going to happen is once you get one escrow, you're going to focus all your attention on that escrow because you're learning. Once you start getting more than one escrow, you're going to become very, very busy. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is how taxing it can be to work hours that our clients want, to be like at the beck and call of your clients. And 15 years into the industry, and I am still taking phone calls 7 in the morning, 10 at night, every weekend, whenever my clients need. There are many experienced brokers and realtors who have been in the business as long as I have, who have like dedicated these, have these systems that they've come up with where they're like, I don't take calls after 8 p.m. or my phone number is not anywhere on the internet. Good for them. They have better boundaries than I do, but also I really care about my clients. Not to say that I care about my clients more than people who don't take calls after 8, but there are times where you're going to have a client who's like flipping out, who's super nervous about something, who really needs some guidance. You're going to need to be available. I will give you an example. Recently, I haven't gotten my nails done in months. Like, I don't have acrylics now, that's fine. I have been really wanting some nails. It's been probably 3 months where I have been looking at my calendar going, I need to find an hour and a half. I need to time block it. I really want to do this for myself. I'm really looking forward to it. So a few weeks ago, I found the hour and a half and I went to the nail place and I sat down and I just got a text from my clients and they were like, we did decide that we do want to respond to the counter. I'm looking at my phone and I know on this particular file, all counter offers are due in like 45 minutes. Like, I need to have this drafted, have my clients sign and get it over to the agent and then call the agent, let her know it's in her inbox in less than 45 minutes, ideally like yesterday. But my clients decided to wait till the last minute, which they sometimes do, in order to make a decision on that property. So I'm in a position where if I sat there and got my nails done, they don't get the house. What do you think I'm gonna do? I immediately apologized and I hauled ass home, ran home, got it in for them. You're going to have times where you feel really disappointed about lack of time control. I'm being really honest. You're gonna have other times where you feel really excited because you can take a vacation. You can go out of town. Your clients may not even know it, depending on what part of the escrow process you're in. You may not even need to meet them. You can go get groceries at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. But you are definitely going to have times where you feel really exhausted and pulled in different directions and like you don't want to have another call at 10 p.m. Understand what you're signing up for. There are great rewards. There are also like a great amount of work. Now, the expectations around money, I think a lot of people get into the industry because they think they're going to get extremely wealthy. And it is one of those businesses where like a small percentage of people are doing extremely well and become very wealthy as real estate agents. And most of them are doing kind of and then a lot of them end up making like no money. So in the beginning, as a new real estate agent, you need to have a bunch of money set aside. I don't know how much a bunch is because I don't know your living expenses. I would recommend having at least 6 months of living expenses set aside if you don't have another job. Like, maybe you have another job and you're just starting. That has a whole other set of challenges, which if you would like to hear more about the pros and cons of being a part-time agent and like how to transition into being a full-time agent, comment below, let me know, because I'm happy to get into that as well. But let's say you're just going into this like full-time, you're jumping in. and you don't have any other income. Okay, you are most likely not going to make any money for 6 months. There, I said it. Eventually, you'll do great, but you have to understand like there's this transition period. It takes a really long time sometimes to get your business set up and rolling. And then even after years in the business, whatever work you are doing now, typically you'll get paid in around 3 months. That's just like how the real estate industry works. So reasonable expectations. Number 2 is finding a mentor. So this is something that I did not have as a brand new real estate agent, and I just kind of like tried to figure things out, went to events, messed around, and just was really confused and like kind of faking it for several years, if I'm honest. I could have succeeded a lot faster if I had a mentor, a one-on-one, a human that I could go to, that I could actually say, can I shadow you? Can I follow you around? And actually, I did ask real estate agents in my small company that I was at back at the time if I could do that, and they laughed at me. But you have to understand, it is a very different time. 15 years into the future here, it's a very different time. There are many companies like Real or like EXP or like, I don't know, there's tons of them where mentors actually have financial incentive to help you. So that is very different. You should be able to ask around, talk to the brokerage before you join, talk to lots of people that you know. If you're following an agent on Instagram and you think they look amazing, they look really successful, reach out to them, ask for a recommendation, but you should be able to find a mentor who could help you for at least 3 transactions so that you can know how things actually happen, because you've just memorized a bunch of facts, you've passed your test, congratulations, yay, now you can forget it all, and you still don't know anything. That is the reality. You don't know how to handle something when you get into escrow and there's a huge repair request, and what repairs are reasonable and what repairs aren't, and then we have to add a buyer because they don't qualify for the loan because they just lost a job, and things can get really, really messy and complicated. And the reality, there are some problems that you won't know how to solve until you get through that problem, until you experience it once or twice or 3 times. The third thing is joining a group. So we just talked about a mentor, finding a one-on-one mentor. You should also be joining a group of agents that are more successful than you are, and you should learn from them. So whether that is a coaching group that you're paying for, whether that's online, in person, whether that's a mastermind group, maybe you're doing Zoom calls, I've definitely got recommendations for you if you'd like. But really, you should always be learning. So for me, I went to a lot of my local Board of Realtors events with San Diego Association of Realtors back 15 years ago, and they still have really great events. But I will say there is a difference between education, which you really do need, and coaching. They are very different things. So education is going to teach you things like how not to get sued, how to fill out a contract, how to use the multiple listing service. You need to take those classes. But coaching is going to teach you things like handling objections, winning a listing appointment, and you need all of that too. So you should be like consuming information like at a massive rate right now. And then the fourth thing is you need to be meeting new people every day. Like even if you're an introvert, you have to become a social butterfly and like shut it off at night if you need to, but you need to be meeting new people every day so that you can build and expand that database, because nobody's going to immediately call you and be like, hey, I saw that you just passed the test, I want to immediately hire you right now and pay full commission. It really doesn't work that way. And a lot of new agents are like very eager, and they think like as soon as they put out a Facebook announcement, they tell everybody, I'm a realtor, they're going to start getting calls. But you're not. Even if you do mailers in a neighborhood, those take months and months. And there's a lot of things that like take a long time. It's like farming, right? That's why we call it farming. You plant your seeds, you water them, it takes a while, and then you get the fruits of your labor. So understand that business is not just going to come to you. I had a new agent recently join our brokerage, and she was like, no, you don't understand. I know a ton of very successful people. They trust me. They're going to hire me. She really struggled. She did not get any business for the longest time. It's not just about knowing people. You need them to like you, and that's not enough. That's the thing. A lot of people think I'm a very likable person. They have to also trust you and believe that you're going to deliver the best result. And that is a problem that I experienced towards the beginning of my business when I wasn't super sure of what I was doing yet at that point. Is like I was a kind, likable person, and I realized I was missing out. Like I would go, head to head or whatever against other listing agents for the listing. They would win because they were a stronger fit. That seller believed that they were more likely to deliver the result that they wanted. And so I lost out because that was my fault. Now I've perfected things. I have a better listing presentation and many years of experience since then, but those are the things you need to understand. That's why you're putting so much time into education, training, and coaching. So those are kind of like my top 4. Honestly, I could make this video into 2 hours, but I don't have the time. I have to get to an appointment. What questions do you have? I hope this was helpful. If you need any resources, feel free to reach out to me. I do have an hour-long, I think it's actually an hour and 20-minute class designed specifically for new agents at any real estate brokerage anywhere in the United States. And it kind of goes through everything from like being brand new, getting set up, like how do you even choose a brokerage, no bias, to should you be on a team? Should you be part-time? Should you be full-time? What do you need to pay for? What is a waste of money? How do you get leads? How do you hold open houses? How do you have these tough conversations with sellers? Like everything. In my opinion, it's a phenomenal class, and that's the feedback I've gotten. But if you are interested in that, comment below or send me a message and let me know any other questions you have. Thanks for watching.